So around 6 months ago, I decided to completely delete social media. My story was probably pretty similar to yours. I'd be quite focused in the day and I'd be doing my work and I'd be doing all the stuff I knew I should do. But in between, I would always convince myself, alright, yeah, just check that one DM. You know, that one cute girl or something texted you, just quickly reply to her. What if she thinks that you're dead or so? I don't even know what the fuck my brain would think about. But I would always convince myself just to check one quick DM, and I would always end up spending at least 2 to 4 hours on social media platforms. Now this video isn't going to be me talking about how to quit social media or like a guide or anything. This is more so just going to be my personal experience with quitting social media and whether or not it has actually helped me or if I was better off with it. Before, I used to get that feeling you probably got where, you know, you're on social media and you feel like okay, and you're like scrolling through it and you're like, alright, this isn't like so bad, this feels pretty cool, and like, oh, this guy's giving me like fitness tips that are actually gonna help me out in the gym. But then it's almost like after you turn off your phone, you're like, oh man, I just wasted so much time. So yeah, right off the bat, the simple answer, it does work. And it has worked for me, and I pretty much guarantee it will work for anyone. Now there's some people like, you can use social media to make some serious money. But I wasn't making money off social media. That's why I decided to delete it. I've seen a lot of entrepreneurs talking about like, alright, yeah guys, you can make like money on social media. Stop using it to scroll, use it to make money. And like you hear that and you're like, alright, I'll keep Instagram because it's a good way to make money and like network. But then you never end up making money and you never end up networking with anyone that's actually that famous. I mean, maybe you do, but like, they don't really benefit you that much. Like, well, alright, you network with like a guy with 200,000 followers. Like, oh, whoa, wow, that's crazy. But then it's like, alright, you have networked with them, and now what? If you don't have a business, you're not making money, you getting that validation is pretty much all you'll get from it. So one of the best benefits I've got from it is just appreciating little things more. Even when I used to still go for walks, like I wasn't one of those guys that was like super glued to my phone, but even when I was, you know, I was on self-improvement and I'd still go for walks and stuff, I didn't really appreciate it as much. I really enjoyed like little things, like seeing a little squirrel and it's like looking at you and the squirrel's like, oh, yo, what is that thing over there? And then like you're looking back like, oh, that's kind of cool, like there's a squirrel staring at me. I didn't appreciate little things like that. I'd just see a squirrel and be like, oh, squirrel. Bird, oh, bird. And I know, bro, I used to think it was just as weird when I heard people on YouTube talking about like, I just quit social media and like birds look so much cooler and like squirrels are entertainment. I'd be like, what the fuck are these guys talking about? But I assure you, it's like, I don't know, it just gives you genuine happiness. Because when you go on these platforms, you go on social media, it's not genuine, it's not true happiness. It's more so just chemicals in your brain reacting to the stimulating content you're seeing. But it doesn't give you that internal feeling, that nice feeling where you're just like, ah, you know, life feels good. It more so gives you like, oh, life feels good, life feels good. Oh, life sucks once you take the phone away. But when you take that away and your brain almost has more dopamine, like this is gonna be a little bit of bro science, but your brain almost has more dopamine in it. Maybe this isn't even bro science, but your brain almost has an extra bit of dopamine. Like you've got like, imagine you have a dopamine tank and you're draining most of it. Now there's not really any left for like little things. But now, since you have the full tank, since you don't have social media anymore, you actually enjoy little things. You enjoy like small little details about life. Another big benefit, and I know all men are gonna relate to this, is more confidence with women. Let's just be honest with ourselves. You go on Instagram, you think you're, oh, well, I'm just going on it, and it's like good fitness advice. Like, especially if you're in the fitness niche and you're in like the fitness content and stuff, there's a high chance you're gonna see some booty, bro. Like, don't even lie to yourself. You were probably scrolling and looking at girls' asses today. And that ruins your confidence when you go talk to girls. It does something to your brain when you see most women through a screen instead of in person. And then when you go talk to them, you seem all uncomfortable because like your brain almost thinks, oh, I should be like seeing them through, I don't even know like the actual science behind this, but there is actually some research behind the fact that like when you see girls online, you are way less confident with them in person. So as much as you're like, no, I just use it for like really good fitness advice. And I mean, as much, that is one of the downsides though, is yeah, there's actually pretty good short form advice on Instagram and stuff. But the upside of having that good fitness advice is not good enough to counter the downside of all the ass and bro, just all the stuff you see. Like, bro, I used to say the same excuse of like, I just go on for fitness content and I would say like maybe 1, 2, 3 fitness videos, and the rest of like the 60 videos, 100 videos I would see in the hour I would spend on there.
Stop the cap.
So a big benefit I found pretty much immediately, I think it was within the first month of me deleting social media, it was around summertime. It was around summertime, right? Yeah, it should have been around summertime. It was like around 6 months ago, 7 months ago. Right after I deleted it, within I think 3 weeks, I had way more confidence with girls. I always seen a girl and like I couldn't cold approach them, and then I was actually doing some cold approaches and stuff. So if you decide to quit social media, that will probably be a big benefit that you see. laptop. But out of all of these benefits, by far the biggest one that I've received is more time. Even if you find that you don't really get that bad feeling from social media, the amount of time you spend on it just isn't even worth it. That extra 2 to maybe even 6, like bro, I had a long ass, my screen time was like 10 hours, no, not even, alright, maybe like 8 hours a day. Say I used like an hour of productivity. That extra 7 hours I'm getting, I can spend on making these YouTube videos. I can spend on reading some books. I can spend on actually learning some information, or even just getting extra sleep. And that extra time just gives me so much more freedom. And it might seem weird, but that extra time, even if you don't know what to do, because that's a common thing I'll hear a lot of people say, is like, oh, but like, I quit social media, but like now I have no clue what to do, so yeah, I'll just go back to scrolling because like, I have 2 hours and I'm just bored. Even that boredom has allowed me more freedom, because with that boredom I've been able to come up with more ideas. So even if I have extra time, it's just better to be bored because I come up with better ideas for when I actually have stuff to do. So now I'm gonna go into the downsides, with the first biggest downside being it's harder to get social interactions with people. Now in today's society, everyone uses Instagram to check whether or not someone's got a lot of followers, and like, say you first meet someone, if you just give them your phone number, it's a little bit sketchy, especially like a girl or something. If you just give her a phone number, she'll be like, you know, he might be a creep, he might be a weirdo, he might try and like kidnap me or something. I mean, like, not if you're younger, but like, you know what I mean. But if you have an Instagram and say you got like 1,000 followers, she's gonna be like, whoa, this guy's actually got a lot of followers, and she'll actually want to meet up with you more. So this is a big downside, and this is a downside that I kind of face, but honestly, bro, again, it's not even worth it. Sure, yeah, I would get more girls to hang out with me and stuff, but it's like, okay, I would get more girls to hang out with me, and also I wouldn't be able to control the fact that once I would text them, I'd spend like an hour or 2 on the platform. And that's pretty much the only downside of quitting social media. Apart from that, it is all positives. Literally any little thing in your life will improve from quitting social media. I was literally just thinking, like, after I said that last one, I was like, damn, is there any actual downsides? And that's the only one. The only possible downside is that, yeah, it will be a little bit harder to get in contact with people. You know, you texting people and they're like, oh no, I don't have a phone number, bro. Like, yeah, and like, you also gotta spend all the time to like go through and be like, yo, I'm deleting social media, here's my phone number, like post on your story, like, oh yeah guys, I'm deleting social media. And that just seems kind of cringy to most people. So I literally just waited out. I was like, alright, the friends I got on Instagram aren't even like real friends or anything, and it doesn't really matter. If I lose a few of them, it's like, alright, it's whatever, it's worth it to quit social media. And at first I told myself, I was like, alright, it will just be like a 2-day one, I'll see if anyone actually hits me up. No one did. So I decided to just go long term with it, and I don't even think about it anymore. So my honest best tip for you, if you really think you need social media and you're like, no, all my friends are on there, Adam, all my friends are on there, I need social media, would just be to delete it for a week maybe, because you need like enough time to actually see if people are going to be texting you. Give yourself a week, then go back on the platform, see who actually texted you, and give those people your phone number. The rest of the people are probably just using you for attention, so that's actually a win-win anyway. I guarantee even if you just delete social media for a day or two, even if you don't want to do the full week, you'll feel better. I can almost 100% guarantee that you will feel better, just because I know from personal experience and from seeing online, you know, people talk about their stories. I've never seen anyone say, I quit social media and it was the worst decision of my life. Like, bro, everyone is saying positive things. Hope this video helped you out, bro. Go down and click on the subscribe and post notification button. It's a win-win for both of us. Be a doer, not a thinker. See ya.